All right, it's time to change out the kitchen sink faucet. Been avoiding this for a long time and it was getting loose. I tried tightening it with a Allen wrench and it was just frozen in there. There's the Allen wrench hole right there, by the way, guys. And it was just frozen in there and I ended up stripping it out and it didn't matter because this happened. It was like just falling off anyways. So it's been loose for a while. We've been just avoiding it. It still works. You just push down a little bit and it works just fine. But it's just getting old and crappy. So let's take a look under the sink. So here's where the water lines come in. One of the turn-off switches is down in the hole. I'll have to figure that out in a second. But these two lines go up and connect up there. You can see it's an older type system. And then the line that is on the other side comes down and goes to the sprayer, which is over there. So this new system is going to be an all-in-one, so we can eliminate the sprayer so we have a plug for that hole. But we'd like to replace the sink at the same time, but we're going to do that later. So the first thing to do is I'm going to unscrew these two water lines after I shut them off. Make sure you shut off your water first. Then I'm going to bleed the line by opening up the sink up at the top and get as much water to pop out of it as I can before I undo them. And then hopefully the new one, I might be able to pull these lines up. I don't think they're long enough, but pull them up through the hole to connect them instead of having to connect them down here. Let's take a look at the new faucet that we're putting in. Here's the new faucet we're going to put in. As you can see, it's an all-in-one. This is the pull-out sprayer. It's got a little switch underneath it. And it's made to go over that. These two will cover the three holes in the sink, just like the one that's there right now. But instead of having the sprayer, we'll have a hole off to the side. So we just got this. This is just a little hole plug that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. Here's the information in case you want to look that up. Here's the call number on this box in case you want to look that up. I'm not going to do a whole unboxing video here, but there are kind of like basic instructions right on the back here, which is pretty simple as long as everything works properly, and we'll have to see. They say that's the only tools you need. No, I've found in the past that that's probably not the case, so I'll show you what I use at the end of the video. Let's take a look at taking the old one off now. All right, so what I've done is I've started the water running up above so I can hear it when I shut it off. Now this one is easier to get to. It was a little tough. Now you can hear it change. Now that's just hot water going, I do believe. Let's see. Yeah, that should be the hot water. Let me double check that so I know which one's which. Yep, I'm over on the hot side now. So I know that this is hot water. And I turn that off. That one is dropping down in the hole. We're in a mobile home, so the PEX line is just kind of going through the floor. Now I can hear that the water's off, so I know that I'm good to start doing the work. So I've set myself up a couple little pillows that I can lay on because otherwise your back is getting cranked on the height difference here between the floor. I put that out there so I can tip the line into it and drain the water in it, a little bucket. And then I got just a basic 10-inch crescent wrench here, and I'm going to see if I can fit this up in there to do it, and then I'm going to prop my phone up on that and see if I can get the proper angle. Let's see what I can come up with here. All right, propping up the phone here, and I can get the crescent wrench in to the higher one. Usually I do the lower one first to do something like this, but I'm going to instead of doing this one, I'm going to do the high one. I've already adjusted the size, made sure I get it up in there because this cable or this line right here is in the way of getting the crescent wrench in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. It's probably going to drip into my face. So the next thing to do is, and hopefully you can see this without me blocking, but there's a mount here and a mount here that actually hold the faucet down onto the sink, and I got to loosen these in order to pull it up. So let's go ahead and get a pliers or a channel lock. Well, I got a needle nose pliers and a channel lock pliers, but no regular pliers. So I'm going to try with the channel lock. It might be the wrong angle. Maybe I'll try with the needle nose first. Let's see if I can get these loose. So what I've done is I've taken the needle nose 2 points, I put it on either side of the butterfly grab. You can see there's butterfly lips right here and here, like that. And I'm getting water in my face. And I've loosened both of them. So what I've done is I've used this as a two-pronged ply, got it up in there and spun it. Basically what you got to do is, you can see here, there's the two lockdown screws. There's the 1 and 2, hot and cold, faucets, and then this other one that's kind of blocking everything up back there is the sprayer hose. So what I'm going to do is just manipulate this guy through the hole by bending it slightly, and then do the same thing with the second guy. And now I can get this up here, and I can flip this upside down and be able to get to the nut here and unscrew this easier. So it looks like this brass piece might be a fitting on there. So let me unscrew that and we'll get to that. So now I'm going to use 2 crescent wrenches, the larger one and the smaller one. I'm going to fit the smaller one onto the smaller piece here, and see if this is an old kind of junky crescent wrench. But once I get that on there, I'm going to use this one on the on this piece, which is part of the actual line, to hold it in place so it doesn't spin while I try to unscrew the other one. So let's go ahead and we'll put this one on the stationary one, and I'll put this one on the hose that'll undo. All right, that was a bit of a pain, but they did fit in there. But now this won't unscrew because the hose is binding up. So I'm just gonna spin this whole unit around to unscrew it from the fitting that's on there. And I'll show you the fitting right now. So there's the piece that went into the brass fitting that's on here. This is the brass fitting that someone put on there. I'm not sure how they did that, but I'm not gonna bother taking that off. And there's the old faucet removed. Now we're gonna clean this up and get it ready for the new one. This is the hose that I just disconnected. Let's see if I can pull that through there. There it is. As you can see, that's the hose piece. So we'll probably keep this just as an emergency. I didn't think about it when I was down there, but this piece here, also the mount that the sprayer would sit in, also had a, what you call a butterfly nut or washer nut unit. And I had to get under there, loosen it. I did it by hand. Luckily, I didn't have to pull the thing out. And then you just spin it off, and that way you can just pull it out of there. So this will probably hold on to as well with the sprayer. Here's the butterfly nut washer that was actually on the bottom of the mounts that went through these holes to hold the faucet in place. These are the ones that I had to get in there with the needle nose pliers, and that's what I did. Is I put one on one side, one on the other, and was able to spin it like that. So that's all disassembled now.